Don't you worry none!
Alright fellas, what is up? Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. It is always greatly appreciated. Hope it's going well. Hope you guys are staying safe, of course, and keeping it gaming. Now I want to talk to you guys about Resident Evil 7. I've been a huge fan of pretty much all the Resident Evil games, especially the old ones, and even the newer ones with all the over-the-top action. I really did enjoy those as well. I had a blast playing Resident Evil 6. Even though that game got quite a lot of hate, I really did enjoy it. So fellas, I want to talk to you guys about Resident Evil 7, kind of what I think about it, and how it ties into the other ones. I won't give any spoilers as such, but I will say that yes, it does tie into the previous Resident Evil games quite nicely in the end. Now I won't talk about that in spoilers in this video, but I will be posting up the ending on my channel later on today. My first ending, I actually just recently, about an hour and a half ago, completed this game. And I gotta say fellas, I've been blown away. This game is incredible. There was a wee bit of controversy around it when everyone kind of knew it was first person and how the hell is this going to tie into the wider Resident Evil universe and connect to all the other games. Now I said before that it does, but it also stands alone as its own game. Now I think, oh, check this guy get beasted, man. Now the gameplay you guys have seen, it's just some early gameplay, so it's no big spoilers as to what happens further in the game. This is very early, only about 35 to 40 minutes in the game, so there's no spoilers here fellas, just a bit of early gameplay as I started my second playthrough to try and get all those collectibles and stuff. Now this game, as I said before, ties into the other Resident Evil games, but it can stand alone by itself. Now I think that's what makes this game so great, is that it's not trying to be just another Resident Evil game. It stands alone by itself, especially with the story. Like the story pretty much grabs you from about 2-3 minutes in and you're hooked. Like I didn't want to put down the controller. I got this game day one and I played it for pretty much the whole day. I had to work yesterday, so I didn't get to play this game yesterday, but this morning I got up early before I had to go to work, or before I go to work later on today, and I completed it. And fellas, this game is amazing. The story, the characters, the gameplay. Now it's not like an Outlast, like people were saying, oh, it just looks like Outlast with a Resident Evil title. This game has guns, it has action, it has way better story than anything Outlast could ever do. Like, this game is just incredible. Now I think the best thing that they did before they released this game is they really didn't tell us anything about the story. All we knew is that pretty much you play as a guy and you go and look for your girlfriend in some swamp and there's some crazy cannibal family. Now that is pretty much all we knew about this game, but there's obviously way more to it when you play it. The story is huge and it's way bigger than just this one family in a swamp. About halfway through, you really get the sense of, oh shit, yeah, this is a Resident Evil game. Like, it really ties into the others quite nicely, and everything you see and everything you do in the early parts of the game, and you're kind of thinking, how the hell did this happen and why is this happening, it does get explained. So the story is probably the number one for me. It is just amazing. The character you play is Ethan. He's a character that you really care for, right? Like, you really want to kind of, like, you hope he succeeds in what he's doing. And when you have a character like that, it just really grabs you. And the story is just amazing, fellas. But let's move on from story to gameplay. There's obviously guns, there's melee weapons, there's puzzles, there's the old classic Resident Evil puzzles. And speaking of puzzles, something that they did with this game that I think not many people are talking about it, is it feels like Resident Evil 1. Now I'll give you a few examples of this. It's got like the little save loggers which you store your gear in, and you carry it around missions. It's even got a part where you have to place a broken shotgun where a normal shotgun was, so you can take the shotgun that works. Like, that's directly out of Resident Evil 1. Like, this game really goes back to that core Resident Evil feel of puzzles, hard gameplay, creepy monsters, and creepy atmosphere. Like, you'll be walking down a corridor and you'll hear creaks upstairs, you'll hear kind of people moving around in the background, but it's done in a way that it doesn't feel forced. Like, there's not really too many just stupid jump scares. It's more like it just builds tension. Kind of similar to Evil Within. Like, it builds tension, it's got creepy areas, creepy houses, creepy enemies, and it's just a very unsettling experience, but in a good way. Like, I found myself having so much fun that as soon as I completed the story once, I just wanted to go back, get all the collectibles, and get the second ending. Like, I just wanted to play it again because this game is so fun. And of course, like previous Resident Evil games, after you complete it once, you unlock like all these special weapons and special bonus content that can kind of make your second playthrough a wee bit more fun than it would be if you were just to play the game again. So there's so much stuff in this game that I'm probably going to go through 3 times. Like, I did my first go, like that was just the first time I played, and I'll go through on normal again, get all the collectibles, get those achievements, and then I'll go through on hard and get that achievement and kind of see how that difficulty changes up the game, because I do think it will probably make the game a shit ton more tense. But guys, that is my kind of overall impressions of Resident Evil 7. This game is scary, the story is great, the characters are awesome, everything about this game is just top notch. Now I think this is what Resident Evil needed. It needed a rebranding. Now I think they tied it into the old games quite well, but they also made it as it stands alone as its own game that could have like not any ties to previous Resident Evil games and have a completely different title, and this game would still be amazing. Like it stands alone by itself amazingly, and it ties into the old ones in a really cool way that I won't spoil, but I think fans of the series will really enjoy how it does tie in at the end. But as always guys, thank you for watching. It really is always greatly appreciated. Be sure to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. And of course, be sure to comment down below and let me know if you guys are getting this game, if you've played it and what you think. But trust me fellas, try it out if you like horror games. This game is amazing. Definitely a 10 out of 10 for me fellas. I absolutely love this game. Stay safe, stay tuned, and I will see you fellas on the next one. Yeah. Woo! Yeah.